Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to North Shore Live Cooper's Corner. We're live this evening. It is July the 26th, 2017. July the 26th. Goodness sakes. We are more than a halfway through our year, 2017. We hope that you had a wonderful day today. We also, again, must tell you to please do not leave children or pets, animals in your car for fear of tragedy because of the heat. Keep yourself hydrated. Hydrate your children, hydrate yourselves, and please make sure that if you have a neighbor or a friend or a relative that is incapacitated, senior citizens that don't get out, knock on their door, call on the phone, and make sure that they have some type of air conditioning or fan movement. See if you can get them some assistance. This weather is very tricky, plays havoc with emotions, plays havoc with the body system, and is really treacherous if you're not hydrated. Most people on medication need to have hydration, and if they are not hydrated, the medication is then concentrated. People get into big trouble. Please, a water bottle, fill it up either at the sink or the refrigerator. Put it in the freezer, the plastic bottles. Then when you take it out and you go in your car, the heat will melt it and you'll have iced water. So that's a good thought. Just remember preservation, self-preservation. Human life is very important, and animal life. If you care about your animals, do not leave them in the car. Please, and don't leave them tied up outside in the backyard, because we've had a sighting up here on the North Shore of a coyote, and they travel in packs. So if you have a little dog, whatever little, don't leave them in the backyard. Make sure that you keep your eye on them and bring them in for safety, that as well. We have a wonderful program for you this evening. I am so thrilled to have Angela and Steve on the program. These are my best buddies, and Angela I know from the American Legion up here in Highland Park, and Steve is Angela's friend from the Veterans Games, and we're going to talk about that. So this evening we have Angela Walker, and they came in quite a distance. They came from Lake Bluff, that's driving distance, and Steve Owyagi. Owyagi, sorry, Owyagi, and their therapy dogs. They're wonderful, beautiful animals. So if you see Brave or Johnny wandering around, please understand this is their job, and we don't restrict them in any way, shape, or form. They need to do what they do. So without any further ado, we welcome you all watching the program, and we welcome you, Angela, and we welcome you, Steve, to the program, because you are going to be a voice to ears that don't even know that this game program exists for the veterans, because I didn't know about it, and I do a lot of work with the veterans. I didn't ever hear of this. I'm sorry I didn't know. Now you're going to fill us in. So, and without any further ado, I'm going to let Angela start, and then Steve will go right to you. Gee, I like your green. I was green too.
This is our wheelchair team shirt, new color, and we're named after Captain James A. Lovell, the Lovell Legends.
I know Jim Lovell.
So that's our
very
team.
Nice, very nice. All right,
Well,
beautiful
thank you
lady.
for inviting us. Steve and I met at the Lovell Federal Health Care Center, and we've been participating in there's a therapy group. It's called Expressive Therapy, and it's overseen by Dr. John Bear. I know you know about Dr. John Bear's work in the North Shore area.
Yes.
And so we had been attending these PTSD groups, and we got our dogs right about the same time, right? And I was at a meeting, and Steve shared some information about a game that he had participated in with Dr. Bear, and I overheard that conversation.
You didn't know anything about this?
Well, I knew a little bit, but I didn't know a lot. And I talked to you about it. And so my first game that I applied for was the Golden Age Games, which was held this year in Biloxi, Mississippi. And I was excited. I applied right away, and he had already applied. But
what type of games were they?
Well, these games were really user friendly. One of the games was the bocce ball, which I was very new to and didn't know anything about it or any of the other sports really. I hadn't played any sports since I don't know, maybe high school. And so there was the bocce ball, there was horseshoes. What else was there?
Table tennis, and I believe there was bowling there.
Bowling and 9-ball.
9-ball.
I think you participated in that.
Basketball.
Now, it's not just you guys coming from Illinois. They're from all over the United States?
Yes.
Really? Is there a limit to how many can join or come to these games?
It's unbelievable. For the Golden Age Games, I'm told that there were about 1,200.
Wow.
Like that.
Oh, I'm astonished. Really?
Yeah,
that's what somebody said. A lot of veterans there. And you know what's really astonishing is that many of us have some physical challenges, and we have different challenges. Like your challenge may be different than mine, but there are veterans. For example, at the the Golden Age Games, there was a lady who was about 80 years old participating in sports games.
How wonderful.
And there are quadriplegics, there's people who are paralyzed, or just people with no arms, or no legs, or just different categories.
They were in war.
Different categories, and they have a way of separating people so that you compete fairly.
Okay.
But I was there, and I was shocked because it was my first game, and Steve was there to help me to figure out, okay, what am I doing next, or where do I go? And I wanted you to tell us a little bit about what we did at the games, what you did at the games, basically.
You mean in the way of sports and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I did table tennis, 9-ball, shuffleboard. Those are the ones that I've been playing every year, and I've been very, very proficient at now.
And very successful. Look at these medals. These are your medals? All of these are your medals? You've got bronze, you've got gold, you've got you have a silver.
These are mine. These are mine.
Those are yours.
Those are his.
That's incredible. The dogs are just getting a little frisky. Don't worry about it.
They are.
It's okay. It's okay. It's warm, but it's cool down here. Steve, I want to know, how is it that you learned of these games to be able to tell Angela?
Brave.
How did you learn about it to be able to tell Angela?
Well, I love getting information. I started out with the National Veterans Wheelchair Games through word of mouth. There were some vets that were competing every year in the wheelchair games, and
Break.
they said that I would probably qualify due to my disabilities. And I have muscular dystrophy and
Oh, that is too much.
diabetes, and I applied, and they accepted my application because I have one of the disabilities to qualify.
Qualify, okay.
So I've been going to the wheelchair games. This is my 9th year.
Down.
9 years. How long has this been
Down.
working? I mean, how long has
Down.
this been?
Gee,
Down.
I don't know, a lot longer than I've been going. Probably
Really?
a good 20 years.
No.
Really?
Down.
Yeah.
I have not heard.
Down.
I have not heard anything about this. I've heard about Cup of Joe. The guys get together. Even those that have some PTSD, and they get together and have drink coffee and have some donuts. They share stories or whatever, but I've not heard about the games. This is very important to me because I want to know, how is it I didn't know? How is it that no one said anything about this? Why is it so quiet? Specifically, look at these medals. This is your side, and the other side is Angela's side.
Yes.
And these are National Veterans Golden Age Games. These are terrific. I mean, you have to do some real competition to win this. You are that proficient in games that have you ever done these before?
I'm getting better every year, but when I first started out like Angela, I couldn't do anything. But Angela and I are quite a bit alike. We love the challenge, and we need to get out,
Yeah.
and we need to prove ourselves.
Well,
We don't just want to stay home and vegetate.
vegetate.
Right,
Well,
Ange?
That's right.
And she's a lot like me. We want to get out. We want to meet people, meet vets, have a good time, and we're not going to let our disabilities stop us.
We have to say Angela is United States Navy, and we have to say that Steve is United States Air Force. And how long were you in?
I was in the Air Force 7 years.
7 years.
I did 2 tours in Vietnam.
Okay, so you're a Vietnam vet.
Veteran, yes, ma'am.
Okay. Angela, how long were you in the Navy?
3 years.
Okay, 3 years. And were you overseas combat?
No, I didn't get to go overseas. I stayed stateside.
Stateside. Okay, okay. But you still had to go through your boot camp and all that.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
My son David was at in Alabama. Trying to think of where it is. I can't think of it right now. But it's got the space arrow thing, Huntsville,
Okay.
Huntsville, Alabama, and there's another military. There's a base that starts with a C. I can't think of it right offhand, but he did military police there, and I never saw. Of course, we're going down south. I never saw such large insects as I did.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and that's what I said. That couldn't be real.
Yeah, but when you go to different regions,
Yeah.
you're going to see different things. And one thing about these sports games is that we go to different regions.
Okay.
Where were we last week? We were in Cincinnati.
Cincinnati, Ohio, for the National Veterans Wheelchair Games.
Okay.
That's the largest wheelchair games in the world.
Wow.
Specifically for wheelchairs.
Wow.
Then we went to the Golden Age Games prior to that in Biloxi. And then we went to the National Veterans Valor Games Southeast in Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. And we're in line to go to the Valor Games Southwest in San Antonio and the National Veterans Tea Tournament in Iowa City, Iowa.
Right, and then don't forget your senior games.
And I went to the senior games
Where was that?
She didn't go, and that was in Birmingham, Alabama.
Birmingham. So you
Wow.
see how we
You're
can
all
travel
over
to
the
different places.
country.
But see, you know, here's the really important thing that I want to point out about this, because one is finding out the information. How do you find out about these games?
Please let,
You know,
let our viewers know.
so a lot of it is word of mouth. But if you go to the VA.gov website, there's a section, there are some tabs at the top of the website, and on the right-hand side, it says media. And you click on media, and a drop-down will occur. You'll see a drop-down, and you will see different activities listed. You'll see the summer games, the winter games, you'll see the wheelchair games, the Creative Arts Festival, and you'll see a couple more games. That's only the tip of it, though, because those games are sponsored specifically by the VA. Except for the wheelchair games is actually kind of sponsored with PVA.
Yeah,
Paralyzed
the
Veterans of
National
America.
the National Veterans Games, all the games, they're sponsored by the VA on all of them, but the Paralyzed Veterans of America pick up and share the responsibility and the financial aspects of it with
right.
the VA. But
Okay.
the VA is involved in everything, and all the proceeds from like the Veterans Canteen and I believe the commissary and the PX, they all contribute towards these games.
And is there any fundraisers for this, you know, in particular, for the games?
I don't have any knowledge of that, but I do know that sponsors will say, which I brought some of that information today. I didn't know if we would have time to discuss it, but there are some sponsors that will say, I'm going to be a gold sponsor, and they'll pick up some portion
Okay.
of what needs to get paid.
Okay.
But more importantly for the veteran, like myself, when I first found out that I was eligible to go to the first game, which was the Golden Age Games, I didn't really have the financial means of paying for my own hotel for a week. And I also had to get travel. I, needed to take somebody with me as well. And so all those costs add up. And originally I was told by the Golden Age Games to talk with my VA.
Yeah.
And I spoke with someone at my VA, and they said, we can't help you with that. We only support the wheelchair games. We don't support all these other games. So if you want to go, you got to find your own way. Maybe you can look up a veterans organization or something to help you out. And I said, okay. And I began to do some research. And when I got on the computer, I found out about, I talked with a couple other vets, and they gave me some names. But I went on the computer, and I found out about the Challenge Athlete Foundation. Very important. On their website, they have a grant that you can apply for.
Grant.
One time, once a year, right?
I believe so.
But, when I looked at that grant, the dates to apply had expired, and they had already given out all the money. So, I said, wow, I don't know any other place to get money from, but something told me to go back and look at the website again, and I did. And I just kept reading, and then I saw something that said Operation Rebound, a military program. And so, and underneath it said year-round grants given,
Oh,
year-round
wow.
grants. And I go,
Year-round.
really? Let me do this application. So I did it. And I was approved in no time at all. They helped me to pay for my hotel. They helped me to pay for my train to get there.
Great.
And it was such a relief
Sure.
off of me because it was my first game. I was really excited and I didn't know how I was going to get there, right? So that kind of made me wonder, well, first of all, I was thankful.
Oh yeah, that's wonderful.
And they help thousands of veterans a year to make it to these sports games, and they support us, which is really good.
They don't ask you to find a sponsor. They will sponsor you.
They sponsor you, and you can also apply for a grant to help you pay for equipment, which
Okay.
I need. I need equipment. I need a bow and arrow because right now I'm borrowing from GLASA. And GLASA is another organization that's right here in the North Shore, and it's called the Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association. Now they work with Hines VA, Lovell VA, but they also work with children. But specifically with military, they provide Paralympic recreational sports activities and training. More importantly, training. So because I applied to, I said I want to do rifle, pistol, air rifle, pistol, archery. They were able to loan me that equipment
Wow, nice.
so that I could take it with me and so that I could practice. And but another organization I found out about is right here called Blaze Sports. Blaze Sports is another organization that will help veterans to go to games
Play sports. Yeah.
when they don't have the funds to pay for it themselves.
That's terrific. Now, Steve, did you know about any of this that Angela knows about?
Yes, I knew about quite a bit of it.
Okay.
And a lot of times I don't have the time. This year, I did like 7 different competitions in 7 different places. This is the most ever for me. Usually I do 1, maybe 2 competitions a year. This year I went all out because I don't know where I'm going to be next year physically, you know, if I'm going to be capable of doing it. But the more I do these games, the more fun I have, the happier I am, and it makes me that much more determined to research
Sure.
and find out what else is available. And that's just where Angela is at right now. Every games that she's been going to with me these past few months, I see how happy she is, and it makes me so happy to see her. And she meets a lot of
People,
friends,
oh my goodness,
veterans.
absolutely.
She has a great time. She's a natural.
She
okay?
was a big hit in the American Legion for that luncheon we had.
Yeah.
Just everybody. I mean, people came over, you know, can I give your number, your phone number? Can I, you know, they were just so kindly to her, and she just told about what she did, and I said, wow, that's terrific. You know, we look for speakers outside of our, you know, circle, but never on the inside. No one left their table. Usually after lunch, people say, "Oh, you know, I got to go home. I got to." No, they all sat to listen to her. They sat. The tables were packed. Really, I've never seen it like that, and they were so interested. Everything she did, she talked about bocce ball. She brought her bow and arrow. She brought the air rifle. Talked about all her experiences. Here's her. I'm gonna just hold this up briefly.
Yeah.
Here's her. That's good.
That's for the air rifle
10-meter air pistol target.
I think she got a gold in that.
Here's her
And that was
target.
her first
Yeah.
time.
I got a
And,
gold.
I just wanted to show this shirt again because I need you to give me more information on it.
Well-
Blaze Sports.
I think that one's out of the southeast coast.
Really, it's
Maybe,
Blaze Sports. There we go.
North Carolina, maybe. They
Wow.
sponsor the games Southwest.
That's terrific.
Not local.
These are terrific.
But Angela's got the bug right now.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
stopping this lady. She's having fun, and she's gonna just be going to be doing more and more
I'm
and
having a
more.
ball. I'm having a ball just trying to to learn about sports and to learn about people, because you can learn so much about people when you play games with them.
That's right.
When you compete with
Interaction,
them, you learn
sure.
so much.
And I'm so happy that you came to that American Legion meeting that we had, because you brought a whole different view of life to those other veterans. We had World War II veterans there.
Yes.
I mean, these gentlemen are in their 90s, and
Yes.
they come because they need to participate. And Angela was filling everybody with information. She's wonderful. Steve, you're wonderful. That's why we have you on the program, to give information. Now, look, this is going to go out this evening on YouTube, and we invite all to check the YouTube. There is my YouTube address. Here it is, youtube.com, North Shore Live CC. And we want you to see this all over the world. Angela and Steve are giving information how to get involved if you are a disabled vet and you are interested, or not even interested, but you're curious, that's good, about doing this. Do it, for goodness sakes, absolutely
Right.
do it.
Just do it. Just do it.
And that's so important. And Angela gave more information. Anything up here? Because this
Yes.
Go ahead.
I want to tell people about GLASA, because if it's okay, I'll give the phone number out.
Sure, you could do it.
So there's a guy that works at GLASA. His name is Tom Daly. Tom Daly works with veterans and just people with physical challenges, and they have a lot of adaptive sports equipment and some classes. But the phone number to call is 847 283 0908, and they are located in Lake Forest, Illinois.
Oh, next door neighbor.
And the phone number again is 847 283 0908, and just ask for Tom Daly, and he can answer your questions. If they don't have the equipment that you need, he can maybe tell you where you can get it.
Sure. He'll give you instructions on maybe you've never played the games before or whatever, and he can guide you to another veterans area or agency that will
Yes.
be able to help you.
Yes.
Excellent.
And one thing I wanted to say, and I'm not really a sports. I wasn't really a sports person.
No, look at all these.
But
my goodness sakes,
well,
these
some
medals.
most of these medals are from sports, but some of these
Oh.
medals are from singing with the Creative Arts Festival, which is
Oh.
another part
Okay.
of activity that the VA offers and they sponsor. It's a national creative arts program where veterans from all over the United States compete for a chance to be in the big show that they hold once a year. And this year, the show is going to be in Buffalo, New York,
I hope it's not going to be wintertime,
in October.
because wintertime in Buffalo, forget it.
I know.
The snow is,
I know,
Terrible.
but I've been winning that one too.
wow,
And I just brought those medals with me.
that's outstanding.
These three, I think.
You must be
Four.
very proud of yourselves, both of you. Look at what you have accomplished. This is wonderful. I'm so proud of both of you. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your time, your indulgence with people who don't understand these games. But best of all, thank you for participating, because this shows that, you may have some difficulties, but you
Right.
are still amenable to get around and do a wonderful job in sports that perhaps you never did before,
Right.
and win awards and medals. Look at these medals: bronze, gold.
We're Americans. That's why we're given
Terrific.
the opportunity to be able to do these things. I mean, the military in other countries, they're not going to have any of this stuff.
No.
I am so grateful to be an American
Oh, yeah,
and privileged to be an American, and the VA for helping us.
to help you.
For making all this available to us.
Terrific.
We are very, very fortunate that we live in America, we're Americans, and we have these things available to us. But you asked about sponsorship
Yes,
and
sponsorship.
fundraising.
Yeah,
Hewlett Packard, Permobil, Quantum, the people that make very, very big companies, Fortune 500 companies.
Yeah.
But locally, we do local fundraising for our level
level. Yeah.
wheelchair team, and they're all from like the North Shore area. The American Legion in Evanston, they do a spaghetti fundraiser for us every year.
Nice.
They fundraise a lot. I mean, give big bucks, make big bucks. And also there's the Faith Lutheran Church here in Lake Forest. They do a bake sale every year for us, and that brings in a lot of money to help us get to these wheelchair games.
That's wonderful.
So-
Those companies should be very proud
Yeah.
that, people speak up and let other people know about them. Because if I wouldn't ask you, it doesn't get told. No one knows about it. You know,
Right.
Steve, nobody knows that. Faith Lutheran Church in
Lake Forest.
Lake Forest. That's
Not too
wonderful.
far from here.
And when do they hold this? In the fall of the year?
No, in the
bake
spring.
sale?
In
Oh,
the
the bake
spring.
sale in spring.
And every year, people look for, when is Faith Lutheran Church going to do
Holding
the
their-
bake sale?
Yeah,
They bake the most wonderful, delicious baked goods.
wonderful.
And all the employees, the vets, everybody that goes to the VA hospital, they're always asking when that
When is
bake
it?
sale is.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
Yeah.
I don't suppose that your guides get any of those goodies.
Service dogs, no, they are not allowed to have any of those types of treats or anything. They're
Those are
on a
good.
strict diet,
Really,
and they're very, very.
they're wonderful animals. Just wonderful animals.
But they travel with us.
I'm going to ask, how do you maintain them as well as yourselves when you travel? Angela, you've been all over the place, kid. So when you're going to these places, you take a train. The dog is, are they
Train or bus.
really?
Yes.
And they can sit that length of time?
They can. Mine does. He gets breaks. He does get breaks, and he does pretty well. He does pretty well.
That's terrific.
He's usually very quiet, and he pays attention.
He's a good baby.
Most of the time, he sleeps.
Well, if he's not needed, that he gets his energy when he does. And with Johnny, how do you maintain Johnny?
His suitcase is bigger than ours when we go travel.
Oh,
Food dishes, water bowls,
water bowls.
leashes, harnesses to pull the wheelchair, toys, toothbrushes,
Yeah,
nail clippers,
terrific.
and toothpaste, you name it, and
It is a
we
lot.
do that.
It
It's
is a lot. But
It-
Fair
he
clothes.
has a wonderful, wonderful wife,
Oh yes,
partner.
she's
and
sitting right
she-
there. Well, she was sitting.
She's with him every
She's-
step of the way.
That's terrific.
She is with him
terrific.
every step of the way.
Well-
She's always in the background, though.
This is like having a child with you, carrying
Okay,
your
come.
baby constantly. But
an obedient child.
yes, yes, that's very important.
Okay. Down.
That's okay. That's okay,
Down.
Brave. That's
It's
okay.
okay. It's okay.
So they're able to find out what you need, or you can tell the animal what to get.
Well, both Johnny and Brave, service dogs, basically train it in the same way with the same commands and all. They're trained to pick up things that you drop, get on your lap and give them to you. Open and close doors,
Really?
open and close drawers, cabinets, pull wheelchairs. They do a lot.
That's hard work, for an animal to do that, to be able to do that. Any special foods that they're on? You mentioned a diet. figured they could have a cookie, but do they have their own special food that they eat and not table food?
I just give him the best that is available that I know of, and that's a high protein. I think 34% protein dog food
Wow.
with a certain percentage of fat and all that. I look at the nutrition labels on all the dog foods just like I would with our own
Food.
human
yeah,
people food,
yeah.
you know, and I pay very close attention to what the dog needs and the finest food that's available for the dog.
Is it a wet food or dry food?
It's strictly dry. I don't give the
Right.
dog any wet food
No wet food.
because it gets caught in their teeth, and I think it promotes cavities. It's real messy.
What
Yeah.
about vegetables? Should you give them raw vegetables? I heard that peas are very good and carrots,
Yes.
but our dog doesn't eat peas and carrots, and he was law enforcement trained, you know, for police work, but he doesn't eat that. He wants people food.
Right.
So how do you break it? So, how do you do that?
You gotta make him hungry.
See,
He's gotta go hungry until he eats it.
won't eat it, will not
Yeah.
eat it.
Peas and carrots are included in most dry dog
In the
foods.
dry dog food.
Anyway, what we use for our dog as a treat, the trainers have told us, is to give them ice. They love ice,
Ice.
and it refreshes them, and it actually cleans their teeth because it's hard and crunchy, and it's a good treat.
Interesting.
Good no-calorie treat,
Oh no calorie ice.
and it
sure.
refreshes them,
Frozen.
so
How wonderful.
no expense.
Look what we're learning here. This is very important. This really is.
Steve has been very helpful with me because I'm new to having a service animal, and so the same thing that he's given his dog, I give my dog, and I listen to his advice on that.
Well, the point is that these dogs are not just pets. These are companion and service animals to be able to do for you what you're unable to do for yourself. And they're wonderful animals to be able to be that educated and taught how to retrieve a blouse or a comb or open a drawer for a shirt or to take something out. That's wonderful. That's really remarkable. It is remarkable. I'm an animal lover, so this to me is terrific what they do. Absolutely terrific. Now, just getting off the subject for a minute of the dogs, this bocce ball set that you have,
Yes.
that I noticed even at the American Legion when you were there. This is a wonderful set. And now, do you have an up and coming event with this, or have you had?
I just won the silver. I just won the silver at the wheelchair games for bocce ball. And what's really interesting about this is that I played the national bocce ball competition in Naperville last month.
Really?
Yes, and I was beaten badly
By?
by.
Is this Army Navy thing here?
No,
or what do we-
it was. I think it was. It wasn't just military though.
Oh.
But I
okay.
was beaten badly.
How could that happen?
It was embarrassing.
Oh no.
But I learned so much because I didn't know a lot about the game.
Okay.
But I went anyway to learn, and I learned, but I learned the hard way. So this month when I attended the wheelchair games, I won, and I did so well. I shocked myself, and I got a silver medal, which meant that, I beat out a lot of people, and there were a lot of rounds to it.
Well,
So I'm getting better in it, and I've got to do more practicing. I have to do more practicing. But this set, actually, I found out you could get it on loan, and we're going to get Steve one. We got to get you a set.
How
If you're a
wonderful.
veteran and you want a bocce ball set, on our next show, I will
Yes.
bring that information so people can get in touch
We're
with
gonna-
the organization that donates the bocce balls.
bocce balls.
But you have to be playing in order to use it, to keep it.
So
You have to play.
You have to play. And did they have? Is it every week or every month?
No,
What do
you there are 1 or 2 games that you must play, and you gotta show that you're practicing. So
Well, the only way that you can show that you're practicing is if you win a game. You can't just win by luck, Angela. No, that's not going to carry you, babe. You really have to know how to play bocce ball.
well, okay.
What's your favorite sport, Steve?
My favorite sport, I really don't have one. The ones that I'm good at, those are my favorites.
Oh,
9-ball, table tennis, shuffleboard right now are the 3 that I'm pretty good in. But I love bocce ball. Unfortunately, I just haven't been good enough to earn a medal. This is a killer game.
I
because
know.
you have to knock your opponent
Out.
away from the
That's
white ball,
right.
the pin. So
you
it's
have to know how to do
a
that.
killer game, and Angela's a killer.
My goodness
But,
sakes! My goodness sakes!
Yeah, but it's a lot of fun. I just hope that when I get one of these bocce ball sets on loan, that Johnny doesn't think they're his toys.
Oh,
Brave
Because-
doesn't have a problem with it.
No.
balls.
No,
yeah,
I practice on my deck, and
brave.
he can go and
baby.
retrieve them for me.
That's great.
Baby.
I know Angela tries to corner me even in the hotel and wherever we go. Come on, let's practice. Let's practice.
Let's
Oh,
practice.
In the
that's
middle of
right.
nowhere.
In the hallway
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
wonderful.
that's
Anywhere,
exactly what she was
anywhere
saying.
we
That's
can.
terrific. That's
Anywhere we
terrific.
can. But who knew? I mean, I think I could have won the gold. You know, if I just knew a little bit more, I could have
Well,
gotten the gold. I
next
was
time, next
that
time.
close.
There's always next time. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. And you did mention that there's going to be we're having a part 2 of this program, and we're going to be showing some pictures. We have pictures here, but we just didn't
Come
have
on.
time to put them up. There's some beautiful, wonderful pictures here.
Yeah, that's me learning golf.
Oh, golf! Wow, that's a killer game. Here, there's some pictures. There's Angela playing. Well, you're not playing golf yet,
I'm getting
but
ready to.
getting ready to play. And we've got some pictures of Steve here, and so we're going to have
Here's
a
one.
part 2. This picture of you, Steve, is wonderful. Did they put this in a paper or something?
One of them, I think they put in
Wow.
one of the papers at the games.
This is the National Veterans
Golden Age games. that
Golden
one is.
Age Games. Wow.
And
That's terrific.
like Angela, our dogs go with us wherever we
That's
go,
terrific.
and especially to these games. And they're a part of our lives, so they share the glory with
Oh,
us. medals and the glory
Absolutely,
and all.
absolutely. So all of these medals, and you should be so proud, really so proud of these medals. I can't tell you how proud I am to see you win this. Look at this one is from, it's this golf, isn't it?
That's the tea tournament.
Oh my
That's
God.
what Angela and I are going to go to in September, which is
This is
fantastic.
golf.
It's at a casino resort where they have horseback riding and fishing,
Wow.
and they have golf. You play golf, and they have handicap disabled carts, electric
Nice.
carts, where you can turn the seat and you can play off the cart, and all. It's a blast.
You know, I'm imagine that they probably have poker games going if you want to play cards. That you can play anytime. But to get out and really do a sport, now poker is a sport too. They have it on the cable TV. You see these people play for millions of dollars. I mean, big bucks going in and big bucks coming out. But this gives you outside activity, air. You get to meet a lot of people. You're not confined to a room, just playing cards. Playing cards you can do Saturday night any time of the
Right,
year.
right.
But this is really important, and this is an activity that I hope you get to learn because evidently, Angela's got one up on you already, Steve.
She just wants me to practice so she can beat me at something.
Well,
think.
at least she's honest and saying she wants you to practice. So we don't know whether she wants to
She's
beat you or
gonna
not.
beat me bad. But you know what? The thing that really surprised me is that I've never played any of these games.
A novice.
And I am a novice.
Oh, my
and
goodness.
And so the class that I won in mainly for wheelchair games was novice. But I still beat out guys and girls alike. So, but the game that I like is rifle and archery and bocce ball. Those are my three favorites.
You know, if you've been doing this for 9 years, Steve, and you haven't tackled this, you must be terrified of Angela. See, you must
No,
be
this just came out recently.
Oh,
Over the past
see,
1 or 2 years, they made this a sport.
really?
I'm a
They
novice at
opened it
this.
up.
yet.
They opened it up because
Right.
at first it was just for quads, I think.
Right.
That's what I think.
Yeah,
And then they opened
just
it up to
everybody.
And then they
Everybody.
classify you according to your
Ability.
ability
Yeah.
to play. But you know, I did not do well in certain games.
Why?
Why? Well, because physically I couldn't handle it, I think. So there were some things I didn't do well in.
Well, you know, that's a given in any sport. You can't expect, you know, to do well in everything, but you tried, or even if you couldn't try, you knew opportunity might have been there to do yourself better. But it's best to do and go with what you know how to do.
This game here, anybody can play this game. Even if you don't have arms, if you don't have legs, you can play this game. If you're 99 years old, if you're breathing, you can play this game.
Boy, that leaves it open to everybody.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Everybody. And you would be surprised if you go on YouTube and look at some of the bocce ball tournaments, and you will see what I'm talking about. But you got to see it to believe it. I mean, I was in shock when I saw people playing bocce ball at the nationals competition, and they have, you know, like a bowling ramp for a person
Yeah,
that can't bowl
to
with
do
their
it,
hand.
yeah.
They have ramps of different types for different categories of people with disabilities.
They have a push stick, too.
They have a push stick?
A stick where you put the ball down and you push
Push
it
it.
with a stick. Also.
So I didn't see that, but I did see these things where people just use their chin, or they
Look at
could
that.
probably blow to get the ball to go down the ramp. And when you see people like this, and you look at the game that they're playing, and they're strategizing to
Yep,
win,
absolutely.
and you're just amazing. It's just amazing.
This is a wonderful opportunity. Let me just tell my viewers, this is a wonderful opportunity for veterans, disabled veterans, veterans that need some assistance in getting reorientated into society. And if you really need some assistance, do not hesitate. You know, PTSD,
PTSD.
and now I've heard that it's not a disease. It's you know, was categorized as something else, but not because you know, this is something that is triggered by you know, shock,
Trauma.
trauma. Absolutely. If you've been you know, war, if you're a war veteran or any veteran of the military service, this is your entitlement. Get out, get information. That's the number one thing. You need to get information. And the information that Angela gave you and Steve gave you are very, very vital to your very being. You need this information. Angela, give it number one more time.
Okay.
And even if this agency cannot assist you, please ask them for assistance to whatever agency you might be in need of.
Right. So that's the GLASA, Great Lakes Adaptive Sports Association in Lake Forest. The phone number is 847-283-0908, and you can ask for Tom Daly.
Okay, that'll be helpful. And again, let me just make mention that whatever it is that you participate in, you need to continue, because to win all these medals, listen to that, that's wonderful. And Angela, look at your medals, unbelievable, unbelievable.
It is.
And I'm so proud of both of you, military, and you know, you're doing yourself a wonder of good, and to be on this program and to help other people. You both are stars, absolutely stars, and I applaud you for doing this, because you are helping other people that didn't even know you exist. And you've been doing this for 9 years, and I never even knew this. I'm doing this program 35 years. I never knew this existed. Absolutely.
You know, Bev, I
Incredible.
think about it, and what Angela and I are doing now, we're getting involved in all of these games,
Yeah.
and she's going to just add on to them and add on to them every year, because we still have the Winter Games in Snowmass, Colorado,
Oh.
Aspen.
Oh, cold, cold, cold.
It's not that cold that they say, but can you imagine being able to go out to that winter resort, Aspen, Colorado, and Snowmass,
Never been
And
there.
ski.
and ski? All the instructors, and then we have the Coast Guard Island for the Valor Games west, far west. So we've still got more things to do. But I think about it, and I think, gee, we're doing things. I didn't do this much when I was able.
See, that's incredible.
You know, we're doing all these things, and when I was able to do them better, and I didn't have any restrictions,
Yeah.
I didn't do them. Now, we're doing more than we did when we were.
We're capable of
Capable
doing
of
You
it.
doing
know,
it.
and
That's
I
wonderful.
totally agree with you, because for
Wonderful.
me it was like a big push to say it's now or it's never.
Never.
You're gonna do it or you're not gonna do it, and it has revitalized me to where, you know, I want to get up in the morning. I want to get up and go do something and keep moving, and I wouldn't have been able to do that without the support of the Challenge Athlete Foundation, Operation Rebound.
Well, you went online to go check it out.
That's right, and
That's-
I spoke with Nico. So when you go to that website, if any of your viewers want to, go to the website for Challenge Athlete Foundation and for Play Sports,
Wow, absolutely terrific, just terrific.
because we all may need a little help. Think about how much you know, Steve and his wife have spent going to these games. It's costly. Well, for some people can afford it and some people can't afford it.
Well, you know, for the grants, I really applaud those companies
Wonderful
and
companies.
those sponsors that have helped you guys. That's terrific, and they need to know that their names have been on the air. We've mentioned them because they contribute a great deal to how you're able to play the games, because you're able to be there to play them and to participate in the American veterans, and that's terrific. We don't know if any other country does this for their people, but we know as Americans, we do this for ours. We do this for ours. And we're thankful for your service, and we're thankful that you're participating and winning this, because this is, I've got goosebumps. I'm telling you, I am just so thrilled to see this, because there are a lot of people that say, oh, I can't do it, or, you know, I don't want to get up today, or I don't want, and they don't have any problems, or so they think, that would hold them back from participating with others all over the United States.
Right.
You have to get up, you have to pack your bag, you have to go to
Right.
another area that you're not familiar with. There's winter games, summer games, whatever. Do they have an Olympic game? Is there ever been anything brought up as an Olympic game?
Well, that big medal that I have is the Senior
see
Olympics.
this. Wow.
That was in Birmingham, the National Senior Olympics.
2017. You just won this.
Yes.
How wonderful. Senior games. Wow. Oh,
And
that
Angela's
sounds-
going to get one next year when she qualifies. She's already
We hope.
qualified,
When
so
you
she's going to
qualify.
go.
We hope.
You have to
Okay.
pre-qualify.
But
Okay.
Bev, you did say something that was really important, and I wanted to just tag on that. You know, for me, having to be in a wheelchair, to use a wheelchair, yes, it was hard for me to think about how can I get this done and to get my nerve up. But with the encouragement of Steve and one of our other teammates, Nate, you know, they encouraged me and they said, "You can do it." I said, "If they can do it, I think I can do it too." But it's not easy.
No,
But-
not easy.
You have to be determined.
That's right.
So for those vets out there, if you think you can't do it,
You
but
can
you
do it.
really
You have to
want
try.
to,
Yeah.
you just gotta put one foot forward.
Another important thing that you gain, not only the experience at these games and having fun and all, you gain independence
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
because you have to do things on your own.
I know.
Everybody's not going to do things for you.
Yeah.
You got to get up and you got to learn how to get from point A to point B, or where the food's going to be served, or
Yeah.
where you're going to be able to charge your chair,
Oh,
or
yeah.
how you're going to be able to get home. Right, Angela?
That's true.
You've got all kinds of
That's
obstacles
true.
when you go. And she's
Helping. That's
she's
wonderful.
done that. So it's independence. It's
Well-
so important.
We are so proud of both of you. I can't believe the hour is already gone. I'm glad that you're going to be available to do part 2 or maybe a part 3. We might need that.
I'd like to bring some videos and
Absolutely.
some really nice pictures back when we come
Okay,
back.
yeah. So we'd like to thank you, Steve, for coming this evening. Bring your lovely wife, who's sitting very quietly over there, and also participating, and Angela as well. Thank you for bringing Steve and Johnny and his lovely wife, and bringing Brave, wherever Brave is down there, to the program, and letting our veterans know that there is life. There is life. You have to participate. So thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for inviting us.
Oh, it is my pleasure. And anytime you feel you need some information to go out to the public, please let me know. You're more than welcome anytime in the program. You let me know when you want to come, and that time is yours. So thank you for watching the program. Have a very pleasant evening, a very safe week. See you next week on North Shore Live, Cooper's Corner. Remember, hydrate yourself. Do not leave pets or children in cars, and enjoy the weather before it becomes snow. Ooh, snow. Have a good evening. Thank
Don't
you.
mention this.